Facebook, the evil giant social media company, is hiding behind a sunny social network facade lurked a sinister agenda, a master plan to quietly monopolize the entire social media landscape through any underhanded means necessary, no matter how legally and ethically dubious. The worst of all is its acquisition of WhatsApp. But before we begin, my name is Mr. Scape, and it will be greatly appreciated if you liked and subscribed. Our story begins back in 2009 when former Yahoo employee Brian Acton and Jan Koum founded WhatsApp in Santa Clara, California. Their mission? To build a simple, lightweight and secure messaging app with no gimmicks. Simplicity was the name of the game for WhatsApp in those early years. It had a bare-bones interface and just a couple of key features like the ability to know when your message was delivered and read. But there was one key innovation that made WhatsApp a game-changer. It used your phone's existing internet data to send messages for free instead of charging fees like traditional SMS texting. That little twist made WhatsApp incredibly cheap and accessible for users worldwide. As word of WhatsApp's utility and simplicity spread like wildfire through places like Europe, India, and Latin America, its user base started growing like crazy, gaining over 400 million active users within just 4 years. Then Facebook came along. Of course, when you build a massively popular app and service like that in Silicon Valley, you're going to get some big attention. And indeed, Facebook soon became obsessed with bringing WhatsApp into its orbit of apps such as Instagram and Messenger. Facebook saw how WhatsApp posed a huge threat to its own messaging dominance. They knew younger users were fleeing Facebook in droves for trendier messaging platforms and social apps. Acquiring WhatsApp was the perfect way for Facebook to stay relevant and buy its way into mobile messaging. So, in early 2014, Zuckerberg and his team started sniffing around WhatsApp's founders Acton and Koum, trying to get a sense of whether they'd be interested in selling. Google and others were also rumored to be circling, increasing the pressure. The founders were reluctant at first to sell their beloved creation to a big tech giant that might botch the simple formula that made WhatsApp successful. Acton especially was said to be distrustful of Facebook's motives and disliked their practices around collecting personal data and serving up ads. But Facebook didn't take no for an answer. According to reports that later came out, they launched a secret effort, something out of a spy movie, to get WhatsApp staff to jump ship to Facebook so they could slowly gut the company from the inside out. Codenamed Project Snow White, Facebook unleashed a veritable army of operatives in pursuit of WhatsApp. Teams of ruthless recruiters, product managers, and even Zuckerberg staffers fanned out, systematically approaching WhatsApp's talent and contractors one by one. They came bearing tantalizing offers, staggering pay packages, lucrative equity deals, and opportunities for career advancement. All the WhatsApp employees had to do was abandon their founders' sinking ship. But the subterfuge ran even deeper than simple poaching tactics. Facebook also targeted WhatsApp's inner circle in an attempt to extract intelligence and leverage. They zeroed in on Nikolai Vachinsky, WhatsApp's lead engineer overseeing encryption and privacy, desperately trying to hire him away to get the inside scoop on their security protocols. And shockingly, insiders claim Facebook's mercenary recruiters even reached out to Jan Koum's ex-girlfriend in a shameless attempt to dig up personal dirt that could be weaponized against WhatsApp's founders. This was corporate espionage of the most nefarious kind. Facebook was essentially deploying spy tactics and psychological warfare, systematically trying to undermine WhatsApp from within. If they couldn't strong-arm the founders into an acquisition, it seemed that they were prepared to pick WhatsApp apart piece by piece, stealing trade secrets, alienating talent, and ultimately cannibalizing their success by replicating the technology in-house. No scheme was too duplicitous in their quest for messaging supremacy. But despite all the cloak and dagger games and unseemly tactics, in the end, money still proved to be the loudest voice. After months of relentless pursuit and pressure cooker negotiations, Mark Zuckerberg managed to convince the stalwart founders Jan Koum and Brian Acton to finally hang up the towel and sell their prized WhatsApp to Facebook. The shocking price? an eye-watering $19 billion, a stunner of a deal composed of $4 billion in cold hard cash and a whopping $15 billion in Facebook stock. At the time, this price tag was simply mind-boggling, causing jaws to drop across the tech world. It represented Facebook's biggest acquisition ever and one of the largest tech deals in recent memory overall. To put that $19 billion figure into perspective, WhatsApp was less than 5 years old, had a mere 55 employees on payroll, and virtually no revenue stream or business model to speak of. It was just a bare-bones messaging app, and yet Zuckerberg was willing to fork over a king's ransom to own it. So why did Mark Zuckerberg agree to shower WhatsApp with such astronomical riches? Simple. He knew that for Facebook to maintain its iron grip over social media dominance for years to come, it needed to control the future of mobile messaging at all costs. The threat of upstart competitors like WhatsApp luring away users from Facebook's core app was an existential crisis he couldn't ignore. Zuckerberg was convinced that by bringing the red-hot WhatsApp squarely into Facebook's product stable, it would give them unparalleled dominance in the messaging sphere while neutralizing a major rival. It was worth every billion to him. Initially, Coombe and Acton seemed cautiously optimistic that joining forces with Facebook would allow WhatsApp to grow while preserving its core ethos and values around privacy and simplicity. They were given assurances that WhatsApp would operate independently under Facebook and wouldn't have to run ads or data mine users. But we all know how that story played out. Within a few short years, the cracks and clashes between Facebook's data harvesting business model and WhatsApp's stance on privacy became too big to ignore. Facebook kept pushing for ways to monetize WhatsApp's massive user base through targeted ads and integrating commercial messaging features. In 2016, they provoked a huge backlash by announcing plans to start sharing WhatsApp user data with Facebook, something that flew in the face of their promises during the acquisition. Lawsuits were filed and government investigations were launched over antitrust and privacy concerns. Facebook was accused of trying to use WhatsApp as an unfair competitive advantage and data goldmine in violation to the original terms of the deal. Coombe and Acton soon grew disillusioned and got into bitter disputes with Zuckerberg and the chief over WhatsApp's direction. They complained about Facebook trying to erode WhatsApp's encryption and squeeze profits at the expense of user trust. After drawn-out battles of WhatsApp's future, the founders stunningly resigned and gave up their positions in 2017 and 2018. Coombe left $1 billion on the table by walking away, so you know the issues ran deep. In essence, they felt Facebook had stolen WhatsApp in spirit, even if the bank accounts had been fattened with billions of dollars. Far from operating independently as promised, WhatsApp had been absorbed and Frankensteined into Facebook in a way that directly betrayed its founding principles. So in summary, the WhatsApp saga was a wild taste of corporate intrigue, espionage tactics, big money deals that eventually crumbled under the weight of clashing priorities between founders and the parent company. It serves as a stark reminder that even the biggest acquisitions and money in the world can't necessarily cover up deep ideological and business model differences between buyer and seller. Was Facebook's acquisition of WhatsApp a case of outright theft? That's up for debate, but there's no denying Zuckerberg and Facebook used every tactic in the book to strong-arm and undermine WhatsApp when it suited their interests. At the end of the day, Facebook got the mobile messaging foothold they so desperately wanted, even if it came at the cost of deceit and broken promises. And it's a story that should give any founder pause about getting into bed with a tech giant, no matter how lucrative the deal is. Let me know what you think of this crazy saga down in the comments. Did Facebook cross a line with their WhatsApp pursuit? Or is this just par of the course in cutthroat Silicon Valley? I'm really curious to hear your perspective. Thanks for watching, and be sure to smash that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Catch you all in the next one.